Cypress Fairbanks Independent School District presents on-demand video professional development. Welcome to Routines and Procedures Training, a three-part video series on establishing effective routines and procedures in the classroom. As educators, we understand that a well-structured learning environment is pivotal to student success and classroom management. This series aims to equip you with tools and strategies necessary to create a cohesive, efficient, and supportive classroom atmosphere through well-defined routines and procedures. This is part 3. In the final part of this series, we will discuss how to launch your learning to impact your classroom. By the end of this training series, you'll have a solid understanding of how to create, implement, maintain routines and procedures that foster a productive and positive classroom environment. Whether you are a new teacher seeking foundational skills or an experienced educator looking to refine your practice, this series will provide valuable insights and practical tools to enhance your classroom management. Join us to learn effective classroom routines and procedures and create an optimal learning experience for your students. In our 2 previous videos, we discussed the importance of deciding what you want to accomplish in your classroom. What culture do you value, and what are the expectations of behavior you have for your students? It's also important, once you determine what you want to see, is to think what behavioral skills your students need to have to meet those expectations. And since we're talking about behavioral expectations, we can refer to your school's matrix. Your PBIS behavioral matrix is a chart that clearly communicates your school's expectations for positive behaviors for students in all areas of your school. The matrix provides a common language and allows staff to directly teach positive behavioral expectations. And we've talked a lot about the importance of teaching skills that students need, not just telling students how to behave, but teaching the skills they need in order to meet your expectations. Your matrix allows you to teach your expectations and not just say what the kids cannot do. Reteach expectations as needed. It allows you to build a strong, positive school environment, and it gives struggling students a boost because it's a constant reminder, consistent reminder of the expectations of how to show up in their behavior every day. Also notice that there are success criteria, explicit descriptions of how to be safe or how to have wisdom or how to live with integrity, how to be motivated, etc. To continue our discussion, here we have teach again. We want to teach the routines, the step-by-step procedures of how your students should do things in your class. Practice those routines with the step-by-step procedures until everyone in the class can do it correctly, and review frequently, whether you're giving them a cue, a preventive prompt, or reteaching a missing skill that your students are lacking. A blueprint that you can use to help write out your procedures is CHAMPS. CHAMPS is a classroom management strategy for building routines. It is not a standalone plan for classroom management, but rather an approach to help you develop your plans. The CHAMPS system equips teachers with strategies that provide structure for student behavior and academic behavioral routines that affect student learning. Pause the video to reach each letter of the CHAMPS acronym. Here's an acronym to help you remember the step-by-step process for teaching your procedures for your routines. We always start with anticipate. Think about the behaviors you want to see and the behaviors you know will show up in your class. Explain in clear communication the step-by-step procedure for any routine in your class. Rehearse and practice. Reinforce with positive praise and corrective teaching when needed, and revisit your routines throughout the school year. This acronym spells out R like a pirate, AERRR. Anticipate, explain, rehearse, reinforce, and revisit. A great way to support your students in them demonstrating correctly the routine that you have taught them is to use a cue such as a preventive prompt and visuals such as posters of the step-by-step that they need to follow in order to meet your expectations. Using visual reminders and preventive prompting sets students up for success before they take action because a preventive prompt is a quick proactive reminder of the expected behavior right before the skill is demonstrated. Consistency is key. Students know quickly the difference between what boundaries are supposed to exist and which ones actually exist. They rely on the consistency that routines provide them to know what to do in your class to be successful. Building a sense of community, cooperation, and caring are cornerstones of a healthy classroom culture and environment. We want to humanize students so they feel respected, valued, and motivated. We want to manage student behavior so appropriate actions are reinforced and therefore repeated, and disruptive actions are diminished. To get started, it begins with the adults in the school. When a student's dignity is maintained, they are more likely to respond appropriately when being corrected, receiving feedback, and you can maintain a positive relationship. How do we maintain a student's dignity? By teaching them the expectations and teaching them how to be successful in your classroom. Many times you hear, or maybe you've been told, to establish relationships with your students in order to help secure your classroom management practices. This is very good advice. However, sometimes we're not told exactly how to build those relationships. But the answer is clear. Having a routine in the classroom helps with relationships in several key ways. Predictability and security. Routines provide predictable structure, making students feel secure. When students know what to expect, they're less anxious and more open to interacting positively with peers and teachers. Trust building. Consistent routines foster trust between students and teachers. Students rely on teachers to create a stable environment, which helps build a foundation of trust. This trust is essential for positive teacher-student relationships. Behavior management. Clear routines reduce uncertainty and minimize behavioral issues, leading to a more harmonious classroom environment. When students understand and follow routines, it decreases disruptions and conflicts, promoting better peer relationships. Having routines allows you an effective use of time. When routines are in place, there's more efficient use of classroom time, allowing for more opportunities for social interactions and collaborative activities. These activities help students develop social skills and strengthen peer relationships. Having routine helps with emotional regulation. Routines help students regulate their emotions by providing a stable and calm environment. When students are emotionally balanced, they are more likely to engage in positive social interactions and form meaningful relationships. And community building. Regular class routines can include activities that promote teamwork and cooperation. Group projects, morning meetings, and class discussions encourage students to work together and build a sense of community. Routines in the classroom create a structured, predictable, and supportive environment that enhances trust, emotional regulation, and positive student interactions, all of which are crucial for building and maintaining healthy relationships. So, in summary, routines are the building blocks of class culture. We must remember that routines are taught, not just told. The clearer and firmer your procedures are, the more they become habits. Your personal behavior must be consistent in order for students to adopt consistent routines. Routines require constant maintenance or they fade away. We encourage you to implement the strategies from this video and this video series to enhance your classroom management. Thank you for taking time to view our professional development on demand. Goodbye.